What would you do if someone rejected you 1009 times? Would you give up? Would you cry and go home? Most people would quit after 10 rejections. Some after 50. Very few make it past 100. But there was one man, an old man with white hair and a black tie, who kept going past 1009 rejections. And today his face is on restaurants in over 145 countries around the world. This is the story of Colonel Harlan Sanders, the man who built KFC. Harlan Sanders was born on September 9, 1890 in Henryville, Indiana. His childhood was not sweet. When Harlan was just 6 years old, his father died suddenly, leaving his mother alone with 3 young children and no money. His mother had to work long hours in a factory just to keep the family alive. So young Harlan, at just 6 years old, became the cook of the house. He had no choice. He had to feed his younger brother and sister while his mother worked. By the age of 7, Harlan could cook better than most adults. But his mother eventually remarried a cruel and violent stepfather who beat the children regularly. At just 12 years old, Harlan Sanders ran away from home. He was a child, alone, with nowhere to go. He worked as a farm worker, painter, blacksmith, soldier, and insurance salesman. He tried everything. He failed at everything. By the time he was 40 years old, he had nothing to show for his years of struggle. But deep inside him there was one thing that never died: his love for cooking. In 1930, he opened a small gas station in Corbin, Kentucky, and started cooking fried chicken for hungry travelers using his own special blend of herbs and spices. People loved it. Word spread. More people came. By 1939, he had developed his secret recipe, a blend of 11 herbs and spices that made his chicken taste unlike anything anyone had ever eaten. The governor of Kentucky gave him an honorary title, Colonel Sanders. For the first time in his life, things were going well, and then disaster struck. In 1955, the government built a new highway that bypassed his restaurant completely. Nobody drove past anymore. His business collapsed overnight. At 65 years old, the age most people retire, Colonel Sanders lost everything again. His monthly Social Security check was just $105. That was all he had in the world. But Colonel Sanders looked at that check and made a decision that would change history forever. Don't forget to subscribe and like for part 2 coming soon.